And Mark gets another game
Yeah.
on short rest again. And at this point in the season, when legs are heavy and the games just keep on coming, how do you balance pushing the guys, but also keeping in mind they need to recover too?
We're in, it's hard. It's hard what's been asked from us. And it's, you never have time to breathe. You prepare games using video clips. Training is more recovery sessions. So it's hard really you have to be very simple in our message. And I think all together we're able to find a way to put us in a position to try to get the most points as possible, but
Yeah.
It's been a really hard period for us. Because I think that some mental and physical fatigue has crippled in the team. We felt that the first 3 months how we started the season, our first loss was on April 11th in Portland when we rotated a lot the team. Then we continued pushing, but after that second leg against Cruz Azul, we came back and already there started feeling the team going a little bit down. And now what we said to the guys in our conversation this week is, we need to find the character, the personality, the ability to push through. It's a last little sprint before the break. It's not easy, but we have to go through it. We have to be strong.
Yeah, you have to be strong. And how frustrating is it to see a key player like Sergi Palencia go down? And how much do you think the congested schedule plays a part?
It's 100. Yeah, it's 100%. We had some guys that were already in the red, and some guys we have like colors, red, orange, green. How much can they go? And we had some guys that in other games we played at risk, and they were able to get out of the game. But unfortunately, now it was too much. Sergi says that he thought about pushing it to halftime and then at halftime coming off. But then, look, it's disappointing because he's an important soldier for us. But it's like that when you have 2 days and a half to prepare and travel, right? I don't know if you know that we traveled 40% more than any other year. At this stage. Wow. 40% is a lot of miles, and yeah, it's been hard, but we have to find a way to have the mental toughness to go through it until the end.
And now it is a stretch of 3 games before that World Cup break. How do you build momentum going into that pause?
Yeah, we have first to go game by game. Yep. Mm-hmm. We can't think Nashville and Seattle. We have to think now what's in front of us. It's St. Louis away. Mm-hmm. And then we have Nashville, but Nashville, at least it's not Saturday, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
That extra day is, right now for us, one extra day is a treasure, it's gold.
Yeah, I bet.
And then we have a few days off before preparing Seattle. So it's really to look at this game against St. Louis first. Then we have a summer that is long, very good to evaluate where we're at the roster, what type of team we want to be, what moves we want to make. So even that summer is important for us. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's going to be crucial.
When you guys do hit that summer break, that World Cup break, what do you want the LAFC's identity to be after going through this tough stretch and surviving this demanding schedule?
Yeah, what I want us to be is a lot what we showed in the first month and a half. Mm-hmm. But to be able to do that with consistency, the team we were in the rounds of Champions League, the team we were home against Cruz Azul, against Toluca, against Orlando, against Miami. So I think we have a lot of games that are a benchmark of saying this is what we want to look like.
Yeah.
The problem is we've demanded that so much on the guys that at a certain point with games every 3 days for 10 weeks in a row, it's like if we hit a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you're demanding something that the guys are like, hey, looking at you and, we can't do this, So maybe in that stretch we were demanding. But what we need to be as a club is that, but consistently.
Right.
So what type of roster do we need to do that consistently? That's what we need to answer.
Yeah. And I think every team in MLS right now is on that stretch to that World Cup break. Everybody's
Yeah.
trying to stack as many points as possible.
Yeah.
Do you expect like a playoff type intensity in these last 3 games, this little stretch here?
Yeah, I think it's going to be intense. What I like about now playing St. Louis and Nashville is at least we're not playing them in different moments. When we're in Toluca or when we're in Mexico City, and then the team that we're going to play on Saturday or Sunday is resting and training home, that puts us in a different place when we have to play them.
They're just waiting for you.
They're just waiting.
Yeah.
And, it's funny, we came back from Mexico, from Cruz Azul game. We lost 4-1 against San Jose. Then we came back from Toluca. We lost 4-1 against Houston, where both games we fell flat. Is there a correlation, in moments like that? So now at least we're playing St. Louis, where they played in the weekend, we played in the weekend.
Yeah.
Then we play Nashville, they play on Wednesday, we play on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a little bit more even.
Like that is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a strong group. I think we have good character, good personality, and we want to give our best in the 3 games before the break.
Yeah, and St. Louis played you guys tough earlier in the season
Yeah.
at BMO Stadium.
Yeah.
But you guys did come out with the 3
Yeah,
points
yeah.
at home.
It's a good team.
What do you remember about that game
No,
against
it's
St.
a
Louis?
good team. It's a team that tries to attract you to possession. If you jump in the wrong moments and you open yourself up, they could speed up the play. So you're going to have to be very organized against them, press in the right moments, be good on the ball to get out of their offensive marking. These are all important things against St. Louis.
Yeah. A lot of travel ahead, 2 road matches, 2 different cities. What's one thing that has to go with you on the plane on this road trip? Besides your clipboard and your coaching stuff, what's one thing that you have to take?
Mentality as a group. Okay. We need to have, if you're not able to suffer in the world, you're never going to achieve anything. You have to have the ability to go on the plane and say, it's a last push, we have to suffer, let's go. Everybody that makes it in life, they suffer. And that word suffering sometimes is a word that it looks negative.
Yeah.
No, it's positive, because the guys that wake up, I think the guys that wake up every day at 5 a.m. to go work out and suffer and go again, they're the guys with the best body probably, right? The ripped guys, the fit guys. You have to be willing to suffer. And that's what we have to go in the plane mentality to suffer, good character. We need that.
You answered that like a true coach, because I thought it was going to be something lighter, maybe like a pillow or something like that you have to take on the road.
No. Our mentality now is important. When you have to go through fatigue, physically, mental fatigue, some guys with this is hurting, last push, ability to suffer.
Yeah. Well, have a good road trip. Thank you for the time,
Mario.
as always, Mark.
Thank you very much,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Thank you.
Nate, there's only 3 matches left until that break, that FIFA World Cup break. How important is it to build some momentum heading into that pause?
I think the last couple games haven't been what we wanted, but we're just looking forward, and we're trying to end off just starting off another run of good games and good wins, and just climb the table up, trying to win it all.
Yeah, and during this busy time of just these matches keep coming to you, how do you stay sharp physically and mentally as well for each and every game that comes up on a short rest?
Yeah, I think you always have to rest the body. I think that's the main thing. I think it's a lot of mental preparation, knowing that you're going to have to, put your body through that running and through the fighting through different scenarios. And I think, I think everybody on this team is strong and just, has been doing that for years now,
Yeah. And how important is it for to keep that chemistry and that communication within the squad when there's not that much practice, there's not that much training, but the games, they just keep coming?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we see each other basically every day. So I think the chemistry just comes through, talking with each other at dinner and stuff like that, and just, trusting whenever we do have the time to train together and to play together, that, even the games are learning experiences to understand each other's movements and everything like that.
Yeah, now you guys go on this road trip 2 games on this road trip. First St. Louis, then you guys go to Nashville. What type of mentality does the team need on this particular trip right here?
Yeah, I think, we have to just forget about the last couple games and just, move forward and be positive and know what we are capable of doing. We lost the semifinal game, but we had to make the semifinal first, So I think just us remembering our capabilities and knowing that, which we do. And, I think we're just ready to prove that we're on top again, and that we're ready to win games.
Yeah. And St. Louis is the next match. You guys played them already in a tough match at BMO Stadium. You guys did pull out the 3 points. What do you remember about that match against St. Louis?
Yeah, I remember they possessed it well, but I think we created a lot of chances in that game. And I think, maybe we could have, whether it's the final pass or the final touch to score, I think if we just keep that sharp, then, we're going to come out with another one.
Yeah. Now, it is going to be a lot of travel here. You're going to go to St. Louis. You're going to go to Nashville. That's 2 road matches, 2 different cities. What's one thing that you got to pack with you on this road trip that you can't go without on a road trip?
I always bring my poga. So that's like
What's a poga?
a suitcase that you put your PlayStation in.
Okay.
And then it has a monitor. So
Nice.
I'm always playing video games whenever, we're done with meetings and stuff like that. If I'm in my room, that's just how I decompress, I guess.
Yeah. What game are you playing?
FIFA. I usually play pro clubs with my buddies.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good time on the road trip.
Thank you,
Handle your
brother.
business. Thank
Appreciate
you,
you.
man. Appreciate it, Nate.
Thanks, brother.